Good morning. As we step into 2025, it's an opportunity for all of us to embrace change, not as a distant possibility, but as a real and powerful force that we have the ability to shape. Rebuilding ourselves isn't just about making superficial changes. It's about fundamentally shifting the way we think, feel, and behave. And this is possible because we are not static beings. We are dynamic, constantly evolving organisms capable of rewiring our brains, reprogramming our beliefs, and transforming our bodies. Neuroplasticity is the brain's remarkable ability to reorganize itself by forming new neural connections throughout life. For much of history, scientists believed that the brain's structure and function were fixed after a certain age. However, recent breakthroughs in neuroscience have revealed that this is far from the truth. The brain is constantly changing, adapting, and growing in response to new experiences, learning, and the environment around us. And the interview goes on from there. And my conversation with Margaret Stonestead is one of the latest innovations. This ability of the brain to rewire itself is one of the most profound discoveries of modern science, and it offers a powerful opportunity for personal growth and transformation. One of the key aspects of neuroplasticity is the idea that our thoughts and behaviors influence the structure of the brain. This means that we are not passive recipients of the world around us. Rather, we actively shape our brains through our experiences and the way we perceive and interpret those experiences. When we engage in new activities, practice new skills, or even change our mindset, our brain cells, neurons, form new connections. These new connections strengthen over time, making it easier to think, act, and react in new ways. For example, when someone starts practicing mindfulness or meditation, they are not just engaging in a mental exercise, they are actively rewiring their brain. Studies have shown that regular meditation increases the thickness of the prefrontal cortex, the part of the brain associated with decision-making, focus, and emotional regulation. This kind of neural growth supports the ability to be more present, more aware, and less reactive. Similarly, when someone learns a new language, plays a musical instrument, or challenges themselves intellectually, they are creating new neural pathways that improve cognitive function and memory. The implications of neuroplasticity for personal growth are profound. If we accept that the brain is constantly evolving, then we also accept that our habits, beliefs, and emotional patterns are not set in stone. Even if we've spent years stuck in negative patterns of thinking or behaving, we have the ability to rewire our brains and create new, more empowering pathways. This is a key concept in the idea of personal transformation. We are not defined by our past actions or limiting beliefs. Instead, we can choose to reshape our brains and our lives by consistently engaging in practices that promote growth and healing. Neuroplasticity also underscores the importance of consistency and repetition. Just like any other form of learning, change takes time. When we engage in behaviors or thought patterns that support growth, the brain begins to strengthen those neural pathways, but it requires repetition to make those changes permanent. The more consistently we practice new ways of thinking, behaving, and feeling, the stronger those new neural connections become. That's why self-help, this is why personal growth is often seen as a journey, not a quick fix. It requires commitment, patience, and a willingness to embrace change over time. God's law for you. The concept of neuroplasticity empowers us to take control of our lives in a way that was once thought to be impossible. It means that we are not bound by our genetic predispositions or the challenges we have faced in the past. We have the ability to rewrite the story of our lives by consciously choosing new thoughts, emotions, and behaviors. This doesn't mean that the process is always easy or that it happens overnight. But it does mean that we are not stuck The brain is always ready to adapt and grow, and by understanding how neuroplasticity works, we can begin to harness its power for our own personal growth and transformation. Our beliefs play a profound role in shaping not just our thoughts and behaviors, but also the very biology of our bodies. The concept that our beliefs can directly impact our biological processes may seem abstract at first, but it's supported by an increasing body of scientific evidence that reveals how deeply intertwined the mind and body truly are. At the core of this connection is the idea that our thoughts, feelings, and beliefs are not merely intangible mental phenomena. They have tangible effects on our physiology. This relationship between the mind and body is mediated by the nervous system, the endocrine system, and even our genetic expression. When we hold a belief, whether it's about our health, our abilities, or our relationships, that belief activates a cascade of physiological responses that either promote well-being or contribute to disease. So, one of the most well-documented ways in which beliefs influence biology is through the stress response. When we believe that we are in danger, whether from external threats or internal fears, the body responds by activating the fight or flight response. This triggers the release of stress hormones like cortisol and adrenaline, which prepare the body to either fight or flee. While this response is crucial for survival in acute situations, chronic activation of the stress response, often due to persistent negative beliefs or fears, can have detrimental effects on the body. Long-term stress is linked to a wide range of health problems, including cardiovascular disease, digestive disorders, weakened immune function, and even mental health issues such as anxiety and depression. On the other hand, beliefs rooted in positivity and optimism can have a significantly different effect on biology. When we hold beliefs that we are capable of overcoming challenges, that we are worthy of love and success, or that we can heal from illness, the body responds with a relaxation of the stress response, allowing the parasympathetic nervous system to take over. This state of relaxation promotes healing, lowers inflammation, enhances immune function, and supports overall health. Research has shown that positive emotions and beliefs can reduce levels of stress hormones and increase the production of endorphins, the body's natural feel-good chemicals. This reinforces the idea that our mindset is not just a mental state, it is a physiological state that can influence the health of our body. The mind's influence on biology extends beyond just the nervous system. One of the most striking examples of this is the phenomenon of placebo effects. In clinical studies, patients who are given a sugar pill or sham treatment often experience real, measurable improvements in their condition simply because they believe they are receiving an effective treatment. This highlights the power of belief to influence physiological outcomes. The placebo effect has been observed in conditions ranging from pain management to depression to even cancer treatment. In these cases, the body's response to the belief in healing is so powerful that it can mimic the effects of actual medical interventions. Beliefs also influence the way our genes express themselves, a field of study known as epigenetics. Our genes are not static. They can be turned on or off depending on various environmental factors, including the beliefs we hold. For instance, research has shown that chronic stress, fueled by negative beliefs, can trigger the expression of genes that promote inflammation and disease. Conversely, Positive beliefs and attitudes can activate genes that enhance immune function and support longevity. This means that the way we think can literally alter the way our body's genetic code is expressed, reinforcing the idea that we are not victims of our biology, but active participants in shaping it. In this way, beliefs can be seen as the bridge between the mind and body. They are not just abstract thoughts that float in our consciousness. They are the drivers of the biochemical processes that define our health. Whether we believe in our ability to heal, succeed, or live a fulfilling life, those beliefs are echoed in the biology of our bodies. It's a reminder that the mind is not a passive observer of the body's processes, but an active participant that has the power to influence and even rewrite the body's biological responses. Epigenetics is the study of how external factors, such as our environment, lifestyle, and even our thoughts and emotions, can influence the expression of our genes. Unlike genetic mutations which alter the DNA sequence itself, epigenetic changes affect how genes are turned on or off, without changing the underlying genetic code. This concept has radically shifted our understanding of heredity and human biology, demonstrating that we are not simply at the mercy of our genetic inheritance, but can actively influence how our genes function. The mechanisms that drive epigenetic changes include DNA methylation, histone modification, and non-coding RNA molecules. These processes regulate whether specific genes are activated or silenced, essentially determining which proteins are produced and when. For example, in response to environmental stress, certain genes might be turned on to help the body cope, while others might be silenced to conserve energy. These modifications do not alter the DNA sequence itself, but can have lasting effects on gene expression. One of the most striking aspects of epigenetics is the realization that our genetic expression is not solely determined at birth. Rather, it can be influenced throughout our lives by the choices we make and the environments in which we live. This means that our thoughts, emotions, diet, physical activity, and even social interactions can impact how our genes are expressed, affecting everything from immune function to disease risk, mental health, and longevity. For instance, research has shown that chronic stress can lead to epigenetic changes that make individuals more susceptible to conditions such as heart disease, diabetes, and depression. Stress activates specific genes involved in inflammation and the body's stress response, which can have long-term health consequences. In contrast, positive experiences, such as feelings of safety, love, and social support, can influence epigenetic markers in ways that promote healing and resilience. In fact, studies have demonstrated that practices such as meditation, exercise, and mindfulness can positively affect gene expression, reducing inflammation and promoting overall health. Diet and nutrition also play a significant role in epigenetics. The foods we eat can directly influence the activation of certain genes, particularly those involved in metabolism, immunity, and detoxification. For example, antioxidants found in fruits and vegetables can protect the DNA from oxidative damage and can help regulate genes that control inflammation and cell repair. Likewise, certain nutrients such as folate and vitamin B12 are crucial for DNA methylation processes, which can impact gene expression in ways that support health and longevity. Moreover, epigenetic changes are not always confined to the individual. They can also be passed down to future generations. This has led to the fascinating discovery of transgenerational epigenetic inheritance, where the lifestyle and experiences of one generation can affect the gene expression of their offspring. For example, a mother who experiences chronic stress during pregnancy can pass on epigenetic changes that influence her child's stress response and vulnerability to health problems. Similarly, paternal factors such as diet and stress can influence the genetic expression of offspring, shaping their health and behavior in ways we are only beginning to understand. What impacts this lifestyle has: exposure to a high cholesterol level, exposure to genetic variations, certain life choices in eating patterns and exercise. The implications of epigenetics are profound because they challenge the deterministic view of genetics that has dominated medical science for so long. Rather than seeing our genetic code as a fixed blueprint that dictates our health and future, epigenetics suggests that we have the power to influence our genetic expression. By making conscious choices, whether through our thoughts, diet, physical activity, or emotional well-being, we can promote healthier gene expression and reduce the risk of disease. This gives us an unprecedented level of control over our biology, reinforcing the idea that we are not passive victims of our genes, but active participants in shaping our genetic destiny. The power of the present moment is one of the most profound and transformative concepts in personal development. It is the recognition that the only time that truly exists is the present, and that all our thoughts, emotions, and actions are happening here and now. Often we find ourselves trapped in the past or anxious about the future, believing that our past experiences or future outcomes determine our present reality. However, when we learn to anchor ourselves in the present moment, we begin to tap into an immense source of power that can transform our lives. The present moment is the only moment where we can affect real change. The past is already gone, and the future is yet to come, both of which exist only in our minds as memories or projections. While our past experiences shape who we are, they do not need to define our current reality. Likewise, the future, while important for setting goals and direction, is uncertain and unpredictable. However, the present moment, the now, is where all action takes place. It is the point where thoughts become actions, where intention transforms into manifestation, and where we hold the ability to make conscious choices that shape our future. One of the key benefits of focusing on the present moment is the reduction of stress and anxiety. Much of our anxiety comes from worrying about what might happen or regretting what has already passed. By learning to stay present, we free ourselves from the mental chatter that fuels these emotions. When we focus on the here and now, we stop allowing our minds to spiral into uncertainty or guilt. The present moment brings with it a sense of peace because it is free of the mental clutter that often pulls us into a state of fear, worry, or doubt. Unfortunately, we forget that mindfulness, the practice of intentionally bringing our attention to the present moment, has been shown to have profound benefits on mental and physical health. Research has demonstrated that mindfulness practices can reduce stress, improve focus and cognitive function, lower blood pressure and enhance emotional regulation, and even strengthen the immune system. By cultivating mindfulness, we are not only improving our mental clarity, but also nurturing our physical well-being. The act of being present helps to recalibrate the mind-body connection, allowing us to respond to life's challenges with greater resilience and calm. Another critical aspect of the present moment is its role in cultivating gratitude. When we immerse ourselves in the present, we become more aware of the small, often overlooked blessings around us. We begin to appreciate the simple acts of life, the feeling of the sun on our skin, the sound of a loved one's voice, or the taste of a warm meal. Gratitude grows when we are fully present, because we are able to notice the positive aspects of our lives rather than focusing on what's missing or what has gone wrong. This shift in perspective can radically improve our emotional state, creating a more positive outlook on life. In relationships, the power of the present moment is also transformative. How often do we find ourselves distracted by our phones, mentally preoccupied with other tasks, or stuck in our past conflicts when we are with others? Truly being present with someone means listening attentively, engaging fully, and offering our undivided attention. It means not letting our minds wander to concerns unrelated to the interaction at hand. When we cultivate this level of presence in our relationships, we strengthen our connections, enhance empathy, and deepen our understanding of one another. Living in the present moment also opens up a space for creativity and flow. When we are not preoccupied with the past or future, our minds are more open to new ideas, inspiration, and innovation. Creativity thrives when we let go of the mental constraints that are often tied to past failures or future expectations. By embracing the present, we allow ourselves to be in a state of flow, where ideas, actions, and emotions merge seamlessly into a state of effortless creativity and productivity. The power of the present moment is not just a philosophical concept. It is a practical tool that can radically change how we live, think, and experience the world. By focusing on the now, we can free ourselves from the weight of past regrets and future worries, leading to greater peace, improved health, stronger relationships, and a more fulfilling life. Books lead to TV shows, the Beatles, Bandmate, etc., etc. The mind-body connection is the understanding that our mental and emotional states directly impact the physical condition of our bodies. For centuries, the mind and body were treated as separate entities in medicine and science. But modern research has increasingly shown that they are deeply interconnected. Our thoughts, emotions, and mental patterns don't just live in our minds, they manifest in our physical health, shaping everything from immune function to cardiovascular health, digestion, and even the way our cells behave. At the core of this connection is the understanding that the brain is the control center of the body and the nervous system is the conduit through which mental and emotional states influence physiological processes. When we experience stress, for example, the brain sends signals through the nervous system that trigger the release of hormones like cortisol and adrenaline. These hormones activate the body's fight or flight response, preparing us to confront danger. This is an adaptive response when we are faced with a real threat. However, chronic stress, whether from work, relationships, or internal emotional struggles, can keep the body in a constant state of alert, leading to long-term wear and tear. This can contribute to a range of health problems, including high blood pressure, digestive issues, heart disease, and even immune dysfunction. Similarly, emotions such as anger, fear, or sadness are not just fleeting mental states, they have a direct impact on physical health. Chronic negative emotions can manifest physically in various ways. For instance, prolonged anger can increase levels of inflammatory markers in the body, contributing to conditions such as arthritis or cardiovascular disease. Feelings of sadness or depression can weaken the immune system, making individuals more susceptible to illness. On the other hand, positive emotions like joy, love, and gratitude have been shown to have a healing effect on the body. Positive emotions activate the parasympathetic nervous system, which promotes relaxation, reduces inflammation, and supports the body's natural healing processes. The mind-body connection is also evident in the phenomenon of psychosomatic illness, where mental stress or emotional turmoil manifests as physical symptoms. People who are under chronic emotional strain may experience headaches, stomach aches, or back pain, even though no physical injury or illness is present. These symptoms are often the body's way of expressing internal conflict or emotional overload. For example, a person who is constantly stressed at work may experience tension in their shoulders or neck, or someone dealing with grief might feel a tightness in their chest. This is not just in their head, but a real physical response to emotional strain. Conversely, the body can also influence the mind. Research has shown that physical activity has a profound effect on mental health. Exercise increases the production of neurotransmitters such as serotonin and endorphins, which help regulate mood and alleviate symptoms of anxiety and depression. Similarly, a nutritious diet plays a critical role in brain function, with certain nutrients supporting mental clarity, focus, and emotional stability. For example, omega-3 fatty acids found in fish and certain plant-based foods have been linked to better mental health and cognitive function. The relationship between the mind and body is a two-way street. Mental and emotional health influence physical health, and physical well-being can support mental clarity and emotional resilience. Practices such as mindfulness, meditation, and yoga provide a powerful way to strengthen the mind-body connection. These practices help regulate the nervous system, reduce stress, and promote overall well-being by encouraging present moment awareness. Meditation, for example, has been shown to reduce levels of cortisol and improve immune function, while yoga not only promotes physical flexibility and strength, but also encourages mental focus and emotional balance. Finally, the mind-body connection highlights the profound influence that our mental and emotional states have on our physical health and vice versa. By cultivating awareness of this connection, we gain the power to actively shape our health and well-being through our thoughts, emotions, and behaviors. Embracing the mind-body connection allows us to foster a holistic approach to health that takes into account not only our physical condition, but also our mental and emotional states, promoting healing and vitality on all levels. Self-love and compassion are foundational to living a healthy, fulfilling life. They are not just abstract concepts or feel-good ideals, but powerful forces that can significantly impact both our emotional and physical well-being. At their core, self-love and compassion are about treating ourselves with the same care, kindness, and understanding that we would offer a loved one. While self-love is often associated with self-care, confidence, and acceptance, compassion goes a step further by involving empathy and understanding, particularly when we face personal struggles or mistakes. Self-love is the practice of acknowledging and embracing our inherent worth as human beings. It means recognizing that we are deserving of happiness, respect, and care, independent of our achievements, appearance, or external validation. In a society that often places emphasis on perfection and comparison, self-love provides a grounding force. It invites us to detach our self-worth from external markers of success and instead find our value within. But the truth is, historically, this internal recognition of our worth fosters a sense of inner peace and contentment, allowing us to feel more secure and less dependent on the opinions or judgments of others. However, self-love goes beyond just appreciating our strengths and accomplishments. It also involves embracing our flaws, imperfections, and vulnerabilities. Often, we are our own harshest critics, holding ourselves to unrealistic standards and beating ourselves up for any perceived shortcomings. Self-love is about accepting that we are not perfect and that our imperfections are part of what makes us human. It's about reframing the way we view ourselves from a place of judgment to a place of acceptance. When we practice self-love, we create a safe and nurturing environment within ourselves, one that allows us to grow and evolve without fear of rejection or failure. Compassion, on the other hand, adds a deeper layer of empathy and understanding to the concept of self-love. It is the ability to treat ourselves with kindness and gentleness, particularly when we are struggling, suffering, or experiencing difficult emotions. Compassion allows us to soften our inner dialogue, replacing self-criticism with understanding and patience. When we make mistakes or face challenges, compassion invites us to view these moments with the same tenderness that we would offer a friend in need. Instead of blaming or shaming ourselves, we learn to comfort ourselves, acknowledging that pain and difficulty are part of the human experience and do not define our worth. Research in psychology and neuroscience has shown that self-compassion is linked to improved mental health and well-being. People who practice self-compassion are less likely to experience feelings of anxiety, depression, or stress. This is because self-compassionate individuals tend to treat themselves with more understanding and less judgment, allowing them to navigate life's ups and downs with greater resilience. Self-compassion is closely linked to the mood states of people who have low self-esteem, who in turn are less likely to experience, in contrast, self-criticism and harsh judgment often exacerbate feelings of shame and inadequacy, which can lead to emotional distress and hinder personal growth. Self-love and compassion also have profound effects on our physical health. The stress that arises from negative self-talk, self-criticism, or a lack of self-acceptance can have tangible impacts on the body, contributing to chronic conditions such as high blood pressure, digestive issues, and weakened immunity. On the other hand, self-love and compassion activate the parasympathetic nervous system, which calms the body and promotes relaxation and healing. When we treat ourselves with kindness, the body enters a state of balance, reducing the physical impact of stress and allowing for better overall health. Now, in relationships, self-love and compassion are essential for creating healthy, fulfilling connections with others. When we value and care for ourselves, we are better equipped to form meaningful relationships based on mutual respect and care. We are also more likely to set healthy boundaries and prioritize our own needs, ensuring that we do not lose ourselves in the process of caring for others. Moreover, practicing self-love and compassion allows us to extend the same kindness to others, fostering an environment of understanding, empathy, and connection. By nurturing ourselves, we create a foundation for nurturing others in a way that is both sustainable and fulfilling. The last level of the horse cart. As a society, in conclusion, embracing the power of the present moment, understanding the mind-body connection, and cultivating self-love and compassion are transformative practices that shape our lives in profound ways. By staying present, we unlock the ability to reduce stress and foster well-being. Recognizing the deep interplay between our mental and physical health empowers us to take charge of our overall wellness. Lastly, by practicing self-love and compassion, we create a nurturing internal environment that supports growth, resilience, and happiness. These principles guide us toward a more balanced, fulfilling life, where we are not just surviving, but thriving in every way.